In medieval consciousness, bedtime wasn't merely transitioning to rest, but potentially preparing for eternity. Sleep represented a daily rehearsal for death, a vulnerable state where the soul might depart without warning. Thus, preparing for bed became a spiritual exercise, a nightly insurance policy where the stakes were nothing less than salvation. Medieval people didn't simply fall asleep. They conducted spiritual preparations should they never awaken, explaining the central importance of bedtime prayers. Rather than aromatherapy or meditation apps, medieval sleepers employed confessions, psalms, and devotional practices to ensure their souls were prepared for possible judgment. The logic was starkly practical. Death might claim you during sleep from illness, house fire, demonic visitation, or simply the hazard of existing past age 30 in the 13th century. Therefore, prayers weren't optional comforts, but essential spiritual safeguards. No one wished to appear before divine judgment unprepared, spiritually disheveled, and burdened with unconfessed transgressions. The familiar children's prayer, "If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take," wasn't merely a charming tradition, but essentially a spiritual contract acknowledging death as a nightly possibility. Adults maintained extensive prayer repertoires addressing various spiritual contingencies. Prayers for nights following moral lapses, prayers when sensing malevolent presences in the household, prayers against plague, some directed prayers toward specific patron saints associated with protecting sleepers, celestial guardians stationed between vulnerable humans and spiritual dangers. The most devout religious orders, and particularly conscientious nobles, concluded their day with Compline, the final canonical prayer service. Following this liturgy, they observed strict silence, the obligation rarely challenging since participants were typically exhausted, undernourished, and harboring reasonable anxieties about darkness.